My name is Greg Walker. Welcome to our Mat Talk series. You finish your live training, and a lot of times you sit down there and you have a lot of good conversations with your teammates, your training partners, and things like that. So this series is just going to be things about talking about the philosophy behind jiu-jitsu, the methodology behind jiu-jitsu, because that's what makes it important. Jiu-jitsu is not just a collection of techniques and sparring and training, but it's also a discussion and being able to understand it at a deeper level. Hello, my name is Greg Walker. Today we're talking about what jiu-jitsu is to you. I got introduced to martial arts when I was 4 years old. I started training Taekwondo from the earliest ages. I was probably like every other boy. I just wanted to fight. And I found a really good outlet with Taekwondo and moving around and getting even my first, competition experience with a little tournament. I remember placing, first in that, and that was a huge, great core memory of training. So as I went through as a young kid and got introduced into wrestling, I just knew that grappling and wrestling was something that was going to be a part of my life. The only reason to wrestle is, for competition desire, to get better, to be, a regional champ, to be a state champ, go on to college and wrestle in the Olympics. So the whole time I was wrestling, that's just the only goal. That's the only reason why you wrestle, is to compete. When I really got serious about wrestling was also the time UFC had come about. I was not in the best wrestling rooms, but it was my coaches started to kind of pull me out and make sure I go to be exposed to better training environments and better rooms. And that was a great thing that kind of got put into me at that young early age. And as I got into the Navy, I was always searching for people to train with because I wanted to get on the mat. And so I realized, I was like, whatever I got to do, I want to be on the mat full time. In 2008, I believe, was that when I got to go to all Navy wrestling team. So I had been in the Navy like a year and a half, maybe 2 years, and they selected me to go out there and train. And so I got to go get paid to wrestle as the first time. I was like 19 years old. And it was that moment right there that I was, man, I want to spend my days on the mat. Kind of moving forward, got introduced to jiu-jitsu because I wanted to also fight MMA. So when I started to realize that I wasn't going to reach my competition goals in wrestling, got to a point where I needed to make that shift. And that was after my time on the all Navy wrestling team. I said, okay, I'm going to shift my focus into MMA. And because I want to fight MMA, I needed to do jiu-jitsu. That's been popular for a long time and a common training pathway. So I got introduced to jiu-jitsu, and it was hard in the beginning, especially in the gi. I didn't like it. I didn't even want to train it. But it took time for me to get adjusted to it, and that's helped me start to shift my mindset. In wrestling, it was just go, go, go. As far as like learning how to drill and learning how to spar, that needed refinement. And for me, jiu-jitsu really can help us look at techniques, look at situations and scenarios to help break things down and slow things down, which opened up a whole nother world as far as like training goes for me. So what that led me to was being able to, travel in the Navy and train at any jiu-jitsu place or MMA place that would welcome visitors. I set up trips to go to Brazil twice to go train. Took advantage of a really good friend of mine, Dennis Ash. He had created a hostel for jiu-jitsu fighters called Connection Rio. This is a little like shout out to him because it's awesome, and his whole side of the story is pretty cool as well. But Dennis Ash is an amazing guy that set up, training down in Brazil. And so that was the first time I got to train. Me and my friend liked it so much that we went back a second time. And so fortunately, I was at a place in my life. I was single, and I was like, man, I'm gonna invest more into my training. And I went to Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. Spent 30 days out there. So I accumulated probably 2 months in Brazil while I was active duty, and a month in Thailand at Tiger Muay Thai. Jiu-jitsu was a very important part of my development as well, like as an athlete and then even as a person too, because if you want to be a successful athlete and you want to reach those like competition desires, you got to be acting right on the outside of the mats. I was struggling with, addiction to alcohol and drinking and partying. And so what ended up happening is like I had these goals, but my lifestyle wasn't lining up to what those goals were. And so I finally like got it into my head that, hey, this activity outside, drinking and going to the bars and partying is not going to get me to where I'm going to be. And it really helped me iron out and start to literally changed my life. A lot of people say, jiu-jitsu changed my life. And, for me, it really did. If it wasn't for getting into jiu-jitsu and helping me quit drinking, helping me adjust my lifestyle, I wouldn't have the family that I have now and the amazing wife that I have now. So, jiu-jitsu can really help change us because it can put us in a good environment. Most gym owners out here, most of us are just trying to help people. We want to share this activity in this community that we kind of got brought up in and give it to other people. And so it's important that we all find that right space to train with a group of individuals that want to support us and help us along. Jiu-jitsu can be for everybody, but not every academy or gym is for that person. It's so important to find the right spot. And I was fortunate to find the right spot with my professor Gustavo, and all those people around me really helped make those changes. So while you're learning a martial art with technique and you're getting in better shape, you're becoming a better athlete, it was also helping me make better life choices on the outside because I had goals and aspirations that I wanted to get to. My mindset was, let me gather as much competition experience as I possibly can, right? If I win some titles, great. That's going to be awesome for marketing and things like that. But if I don't, it's not for nothing, because that was an entire journey that I had to navigate through and keep myself healthy and learn how to effectively time block and be in the military and also be married and keep those things kind of moving forward. So jiu-jitsu really helped me break things down in terms of how to manage my own life, right? Not only just my life as an athlete, but my life as a husband and my professional life in the military, to be successful in all those things. And as I made that shift, I was able to use jiu-jitsu and just everything that it provided to be an effective business owner as well. So to me, jiu-jitsu is something that can change our life. But the most important thing is, don't put jiu-jitsu on the pedestal, right? Make sure that you are focused on the aspects around you. Are we trying to be good training partners to each other? That's what jiu-jitsu is about. I've never won any major title. I've never, reached the absolute pinnacle of the sport, but just being around it, training, the friends that I've gotten out of it, I met my wife through it, searching for these training environments, and now being somebody that tries to establish a training environment. It's such a good thing. It helped me out, always trying to find the good places to train, the people that are there to help you. That helped my development out a ton, just being exposed to all those different martial arts, between wrestling, boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, the amount of people I've been able to meet, the amount of coaches I've been able to be under and just learn from has been awesome.